Hey, what's up guys, withMaverick here. In today's video I'm going to show you the Su-35S Flanker E aircraft by John Spartan and Saul. John Spartan contacted me personally and asked me if I would promote his add-on. I don't really make add-on reviews anymore for my private channel, but for the Armaholic's official YouTube channel. But since another video of this mod for the Armaholic channel has already been produced by someone else, I decided to take this aircraft out for a spin, record some footage and then put something together quickly for the private channel, and in addition to the video already on Armaholic. Alright, let's get to the topic at hand, which is the Su-35S Flanker E model. This jet is a single-seater, twin-engine, multi-role combat aircraft, and in Arma 3 we can find it under the OPFOR faction. This add-on here is created by John Spartan and Saul. If you play Arma 3 for a while, also previous Arma games, those names should be familiar to you if you're into modding and add-on using, because they are the pros when it comes to modding fixed wing aircraft for the Arma series. And yes, they are the same guys who brought us the outstanding FA-18 mod. If you're wondering now and think that you have already seen Su-35 a while ago for Arma 3, that is correct. Also, John Spartan and Saul released a first version, but as far as I understand it, that was basically an enhanced, upgraded port over from the Arma 2 version of this aircraft. This add-on, on the other hand, has been freshly created and exclusively made for Arma 3, which reflects in the very high resolution textures, level of detail, as well as extra features not included in the port over version. Let's have a closer look at the cockpit. Also here, pretty high level of details. What I read from the changelog is that they are still working on Russian writings on the knobs and whatnot. They are not clickable, as you might know it from Perils A10 for example. So in that area it's more like a default vanilla aircraft, but as soon as you turn on the engines you will see the enhanced functionality of this aircraft model. First though, I'm going to show you the service menu. Also, this might look familiar to you if you use the F-18 or the previous Su-35. The service menu is always available once you're parked near, I think, an ammo truck or some sort of hangar on an airfield. The paint scheme library within the service menu lets you choose 4 different camo schemes for this aircraft. On the left side here you see a desert as well as a grey hex camo, which is matching to the CSAT aircrafts and vehicles in Arma 3. On the right side there's a light blue and the grey digital camo, which are, as far as I know, the real camo pattern used in the Russian Air Force in real life. Also available in the service menu is the arming interface, where you can choose the weaponry for your aircraft. This aircraft add-on comes with a complete set of weapons, including short and long-range AA missiles, air-to-ground missiles, as well as bombs. Use the drop-down menus on the weapon stations to select the desired payload. From this menu here you can also rearm, repair or refuel your aircraft, or choose the default loadout for cast, cap or multi-role. In the pilot's manual you can find all sorts of interesting and important information. For example, a list with the available weapons and what they're used for, as well as how to use them properly. Also, instructions for takeoff and landing or navigation are included. Okay, it's time to start her up, get her flight ready and then take off. As I said before, the core functions of the aircraft are pretty arcadey, so there's not that huge step between this model as well as the other vanilla BIS aircrafts. So normal functions like the ladder being lowered on the left side when the aircraft is parked and you sit inside, the canopy is open and whatnot. This is pretty much the same as with any other aircraft, but once you turn it on you got some extra functionality in the cockpit. First, the HUD. As you can see, it is very detailed. There's a lot of information which you do not have on other aircraft, especially the BIS ones. The HUD there, the HUD information is extremely limited for some of the aircraft, but on this one you get pretty much all the required information already on the HUD. On the left MFD, the multifunctional display, you have additional digital instruments for the attitude, airspeed, altitude above ground, fuel level, or afterburner status. On the right MFD, you see a map of Altus. I think it only works with the default BIS map, so Altus and Stratus. You see right now centered at the main airfield the red aircraft symbol, which will actually display my position in real time once I start flying around. As far as I can tell, without any further testing, is that it works on Altus. I'm pretty sure it works on Stratus too, but if you want to use it on another map, I'm pretty sure extra configuration is required, or maybe it's not possible at all because that picture used in the MFD is not available. So I start taxiing out to the runway. What I advise you to do is keep your eyes on the MFDs as well as the HUD while I move around, while I taxi, while I start flying afterwards, And there you can actually see how the HUD and the MFDs are updating information in real time, which is obviously important for me as pilot. Additional features which you have probably already detected are 3 working picture-in-picture rear view mirrors, as well as the whole heating exhaust effect on the engines. Something else which is not unique, but I still want to mention it here, is working flaps, as well as retractable landing gear and an extendable refueling nozzle for aerial refueling, which is currently not possible with this aircraft because there's no OPFOR tanker aircraft available in Arma 3. Alright, I'm almost on the runway now. Again, I advise you to keep your eyes on the instruments whenever I'm in first person, so you see everything changing there. You see how the red aircraft icon on the map is changing its position as well as turning, which is definitely a cool feature, so you don't have to toggle into your map or use the GPS, which has a limited range. I'm going to perform a standard takeoff with 0 flaps. I'm just turning on the lights now, as well as collision lights. Obviously not visible at daytime, but really cool at nighttime. Yeah, standard takeoff, 0 flaps. I'm going to have to accelerate to probably somewhere around 180 or 200 kilometers per hour, and then I can start pulling. Shouldn't be a problem on this large and very long runway on the main airfield. But obviously if you intend to take off on a shorter runway, maybe in the third runway, I advise semi-flaps and if necessary even the afterburner. Alright, she accelerates pretty quickly up to about 200 kilometers per hour, but then that's pretty much that. So I really got to pull now. That was somewhat close, don't really know why. Maybe next time I try the flaps. Landing gear up, also that is confirmed on the HUD. And you actually hear a nice custom sound for retracting the landing gear. And we're flying. Again, very unique to this aircraft is the very extended information on the HUD. Even pitch, roll and climb is indicated digitally. Once the wheels are off the ground, the acceleration appears to be going pretty quickly. So I think normal traveling speed for this aircraft is somewhat around 600. Top speed with afterburner is probably going to be 1300 or something in that area. Yeah, I have not done testing. I'm not going to do testing. It's just my guess. Yeah, if you look at the left MFD with the information, you get the digital horizon, the attitude display. You got the engine status, which basically is now to 50%, unless I activate the afterburner. Then it goes up to 100%. You get the fuel indication, and you got the altitude and airspeed. When using third person while flying and doing some maneuvers, you can see how all of the rudders are simulated, animated as you're probably used to from pretty much all the aircrafts, also all the Addon aircrafts. They also have a flare dispenser. Something that is sort of unique to this particular model is that the engine exhausts actually move with the rudder. So if you give sideways rudder or also pull back or push down, the exhausts of the engines do move accordingly, which increases the maneuverability of this aircraft also at higher speeds. Obviously, maneuverability is a very important factor when it comes to a cap or also a CAS aircraft. Well, mainly cap when you're going into dogfights and whatnot, which is usually or often like a turning competition. Maneuverability there is very important to get behind your opponent. And yeah, with this aircraft, twin engine, very strong twin engines, you got enough power to do a lot of crazy maneuvers while still maintaining some airspeed, not going into a stall and risk to crash. So the Su-35 Flanker E has all of that and is therefore an optimal opponent to the F-18, and definitely great for single player co-op or even competitive multiplayer dogfights and basically air combat scenarios. Let's have a look at the afterburner. It is activated via the action menu, and I think there's also a configurable shortcut for it in the game controls. Turn it on and you will see the engine status there on the left, MFD going from 50% to 100%. So this is an indication that the afterburner is turned on. When you engage the afterburner while being in third person, you can actually see how the rear part of the jet engine opens up. Also it gets like fiery red orange inside, and that is definitely an indication that the afterburner is on and that you have full force forward. You even got some sort of circle orange heat effect coming out once the afterburner is turned on. Unfortunately, it's barely visible now at daytime, but I'm gonna test that at nighttime. Looks pretty awesome, I'm sure. Alright, I'm through with this introduction of John Spartan and Saul's Su-35 Flanker E, the new version, the official Arma 3 version, with all the known and loved features from the previous one, as well as some new ones. As you can read on the Armaholic download page, also this aircraft is not completed yet, they still work on it, and they want to add additional features to this aircraft. And as I hear, the FA-18 will receive an update as well in the near future. I do definitely recommend the Addon. You have seen it in this video now. It's performing very well. It's looking great. Personally, I'm not a fan of the Russian aircraft. It's just like the Su-35 as an aircraft itself. It's not appealing to me. But this has nothing to do with the Addon or whatever. It's just the aircraft model. I'd rather fly an F-18 or my personal favorite, the F-14 Tomcat, which unfortunately has not been modded yet. Wink wink. Do that please. And yeah, I recommend it. Check it out, because even if you don't like this one particularly, if you love the F-18 as I do, the Su-35 is an opponent on the same level. You know, unlike the Buzzard or the Yacht thing, which are actual CAS aircraft, they're not on the same level as an F-18 and therefore not really a competition. But this Su-35 is a fighter jet and therefore a fear-worthy opponent in a dogfight. Before I'm going to end this video completely, I'm going to leave you with a few minutes of dogfighting here. I created myself 2 enemy F-18s, which I'm going to try to battle, as well as some ground targets. Probably not going to do very well, but still, so you can see the maneuverability and everything of the Su-35 in combat. Thanks a lot for watching this or any of my videos, also for supporting John Spartan and Saul by downloading their add-ons and letting them know that they do a good job. Give the video a thumbs up please and subscribe to the channel. I'm Su-35S. See you next time. and in addition to the video already on Armaholic. Alright, let's get to the topic at hand, which is the Su-35S Flanker E model. This jet is a single-seater, twin-engine, multi-role combat aircraft, and in Arma 3 we can find it under the OPFOR faction. This add-on here is created by John, Spartan and Saul. If you play Arma 3 for a while, also previous Arma games, those names should be familiar. Understand it, that was basically an enhanced, upgraded port over from the Arma 2 version of this aircraft. This add-on, on the other hand, has been freshly created and exclusively made for Arma 3, which reflects in the very high resolution textures, level of detail, as well as extra features not included in the port over version. Let's have a closer look at the cockpit. Also here, pretty high level of details, which to you if you're into modding and add-on using, because they are the pros when it comes to modding fixed wing aircraft for the Arma series. And yes, they are the same guys who brought us the outstanding FA-18 mod. If you're wondering now and think that you have already seen the Su-35 a while ago for Arma 3, that is correct. Also, John, Spartan and Saul released a first version. But as far as that, by John, Spartan and Saul, John Spartan contacted me personally and asked me if I would promote his add-on. I don't really make add-on reviews anymore for my private channel, but for the Armaholic's official YouTube channel. But since another video of this mod for the Armaholic channel has already been produced by someone else, I decided to take this aircraft out for a spin, record some footage and then put something together quickly for the private channel. Hey, what's up guys, withSix here. In today's video I'm gonna show you the Su-35S Flanker E aircraft.